Alright guys, so before we get into the video, I do want to say that I can't make a new gameplay video, so I do apologize for, you probably have seen this before, because I have to go to a Christmas dinner tomorrow, so I don't have enough time. So let's get to the video. So first off, like we always do, we go through the injury report, and obviously some great news here. The only Alonzo Jenkins, so Kiko Alonso, Jelani Jenkins, and Mario Williams are listed as limited participants all week, while everybody else on the list was a full participant. So I just add this in here. Wide receiver Jarvis Sanders did not take part in the walkthrough because of a non-injury reasons, but he will play Saturday. So if you guys wanted to know that, so that's great news. Obviously, and also Xavier Howard will be back, which is amazing news. Like, that is such a big part. Like, this is why I think if Vance Joseph is defense, he might become a head coach after the season, because especially, and also Adam, what he has done with the limited talent that we've had. If you give the talent that we have and how injured this roster is to the coaching staff last year, I don't know if we win many games. But the way they have developed all these players into what they are today, and the way they've used them, I don't think you can say enough about. I mean, Mike Cole played like a starting NFL linebacker, a solid starting NFL linebacker against a very good Cardinals team. He helped Bobby McCain cover Larry Fitzgerald, which was huge. So what they have done with this roster is just amazing. So in terms of the Jets, they actually are missing a lot. They're missing starting defensive tackle Stephen McLendon, that's how you say his name. Those were the other injured players that are out for the game. Is Mike, I can never say his name, Catapano, I don't know, just Mike, Catapano, that's how you say his name. So I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Linebacker Linzo Molden and cornerback Buster Screen are all out, which is pretty big news. Also, Brent Colville, can never say his name right, and running back Kerry Robinson. It's not how you say his name either. This is doubtful. Sorry, I butchered that. And I think Matt Forte will play, but he'll probably be on a limited role. Same thing with Brandon Marshall. His knee, foot, and back are all injured, so the both of those players will probably have they'll not have as many snaps as they usually take. So, starting with the New York Jets. In terms of stats, obviously so points in the NFL, they rank 29th, lower in the NFL. Yards, they ranked 22nd with 333 yards. They average 17 points a game. They ranked some 29th in the NFL. I don't think I said that. Pass yards, they are 26th with 222 yards a game, and rush yards, they are 10th with 111 a game. Okay, so let's go to the Dolphins stats. Points, we are 20th in the NFL with 21 points a game. Yards, we are 26th in with 326 a game. Pass yards, 27th in with 217, and rush yards, 13th, and which is a huge drop from where we were. I think we were number 3 in the NFL at one point. So we dropped all the way down to 13 with 109 yards, and obviously that has a lot to do with injuries, and Anthony Steen's not even healthy. So that's really affected the team in a lot of ways. But, yeah, so one of the things that obviously it's going to be a huge factor in this game, and it's for both teams, obviously. We obviously have the advantage, in my opinion, with Matt Moore starting, but also the Jets have their quarterback, Bryce Petty, who's starting, who's a backup quarterback as well. But, so let's start with the offense. The offense has obviously struggled on third down all year, and a lot of that has to do with injuries and pass protection, because we're getting a lot of third down longs. So, whether that be Jay loses 5 yards on our rushing attempts, or we get sacked, or something always happens. It's usually a penalty. Usually we're shooting ourselves in the foot. But when this offense is in like 3rd and 7s, that's when we make our most that's when we butter our bread, basically. That's where we make our money. It's 3rd and shorts. That's where we need to keep in. We've also excelled at getting big play touchdowns all year. All season, we've had huge plays, whether it be a deep route. You saw that the last play against the Cardinals was the Kenny Stills almost got into the end zone. I think he was 2 yards away. And then you also saw that with Kenny Stills on the deep route hard play action to Kenny Stills in the first quarter. So this team loves to take shots, which is awesome as a fan to watch that. Adam Gase is a really aggressive play caller, which fits Matt Moore perfectly to a T. The best thing Matt Moore does is throw deep. So that's awesome. So we're not going to lose that element of the game. It's not like we're getting Chad Pennington, who Chad Pennington obviously great, awesome quarterback. Not trying to hate on old Chad, but Chad couldn't throw deep. Chad could not throw deep. He's not a West Coast guy. Matt isn't. He could play in any offense. He can make any throw. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So it's not like we're losing anything in that department, which is a good thing. The only thing that Matt doesn't excel at is I don't want to say reading coverages. I would just say decision making. He tries to make a play when there isn't one there. He's done that his whole career. He turns the ball over a lot, which is the only big we have to worry about that. But I don't think we will. Adam Gase, obviously the master head coach that he has been all season. He deserves Coach of the Year. I don't care what happens from now on. In my opinion, he deserves it for what he's had to go through and the talent he's had to use. So many young players on this team, but he's a master at getting players ready to do something. Whether that's teaching them how to they're teaching them his offense, or just making them a better player, raising them above their talent level. He's amazing at it. So Matt Moore is probably. Hopefully Matt Moore plays so good he gets. I don't know. He might get a contract after this year on a different football team. A lot of teams need quarterbacks. He might literally play that well, and I would not. And this team has great history in terms of when quarterbacks go down. When the quarterbacks step up, obviously Bob Greasy and Earl Murrell. Earl Murrell led us to the Super Bowl when Bob Greasy went down, and then when Dane went down, can't remember the quarterback's name right now, but he also led us to a pretty dang good record. So we've had a really good history with that. So I guess it's a little good look in that department. So Matt Moore, I would not worry about at all. The only thing that he turns the ball over a lot. He fumbles the ball a lot, which is surprising, but because he can't move around in the pocket very well, he just turns the ball over a lot. That's probably been and he went 6-3 last time he was a starter, and he's the only backup quarterback in the NFL to not have a losing record, which is pretty amazing. He also, he won our team MVP in 2011. He threw 16 touchdowns in I think 9 games. So he's very capable. He's more than capable of being a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like I said, he throws a beautiful deep ball, so that should not be a problem. And that actually should be something you guys are looking forward to, is watching him play, because he's a fun player to watch. So especially in Adam Gase's offense, I think it's going to be really fun to watch. So let's get to what we can't do. Now, obviously, if you go back and watch the Arizona Cardinals game, a lot of that game we should have blown the Cardinals out by so much. It's not even close. First of all, not all of it's our fault because the refs are crapping insane. It's stupid. They're just stupid. It's like they wanted the Cardinals to win. That's how bad it was last week. And I'm not one of those guys who says that. I'm just saying that's how one-sided the calls were. And was it rightfully so? No, I don't think. Some of the calls were ridiculous. Like when Ryan fumbled the snap and Jay clearly picked it up. And they called it Cardinals ball because they're stupid, but things like that, we just can't do things like that. And obviously, it's not going to pour the rain like it did in that game. But we have done this all year, where we can literally put the nail in the coffin and it's over. Andre Branch dropped a pick 6 that was right in his hands. He just had to walk one step into the end zone, and that was going to be a touchdown. There was a touchdown that Jay had, I think, early on in the game. It was earlier on in the game. It was like a stretch play or something, ran it right in the end zone. They call it back on a holding penalty. So things like that we just cannot do. A perfect example of that is when we played the Jets last time. They're punting the football. We're going to get great field position to possibly go down the field and score, put the game away. And we've been playing pretty good defense that whole game. Pretty decent defense. Not, the greatest performance that we've had. Then Matt Darr fumbles the snap and they pick it up. So stupid stuff like that. Jarvis Landry, perfect example of that last week. They punt the ball. We're gonna get great field goal position. Kenyon Drake doesn't know where he is on the football field. Runs right into Jarvis. Fumbles the football. Stuff like that we just cannot do to win on a consistent basis. Thank God that we won that Cardinals game. So just stuff like that. We just have to close out games. We have to sustain drives. We always shoot ourselves in the foot. The Ravens game was a perfect example of that. We crossed the 50. I don't know how many times. I think 3 times in the first half, which is pretty good. And we were driving pretty deep down in their field, whether it would be a sack or a hold or something that happened. It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. And it's happened all season long on a consistent basis with these penalties, man. It's crazy. It's insane. It's literally insane. I don't know how many touchdowns we've had called back on penalties, but it's a lot. I could bring up so many plays where holding penalties have destroyed our drives. There's one against the Ravens where there was a stretch play to Jay, sits the first and goal, holding called back. Like, stuff like that we just cannot do to win. I'm not saying that the Jet, like, we're a way better team than the Jets. In terms of being I'm not saying anything about the Jets. I'm not trying to trash talk. I'm just stating facts. We are collectively a better team. Our coaching staff is better. I think our players are better coached. You can see that with what they have done with Ryan. You can see that what they've done with Kenny Stills. You can see that with everybody that they have taken under their wing, whether that be from Tony Lippett to Kiko Alonso, from Kiko Alonso to Bakari Rambo, from Bakari Rambo to Andre Branch. Some of these players are outcasts. Some of these players are backups. Some of these players have been cut. So the job that this coaching staff has done is unprecedented. It's it's awesome. Okay, if you don't respect what this coaching staff has done, it's insane. I cannot express how good of a job that they have done. I would not be surprised if Vance Joseph gets a million calls for being a head coach after this season. In my opinion, Adam deserves Coach of the Year for what he's had to deal with, bringing a franchise, and I don't care what he does for the rest of this season. When all these players have went down, whether that be Rashad Jones, we're going to see what he does without Ryan Tannehill, whether that be Mike Pouncey, whether that be almost the whole year not having B.A. or Laramie, or just a healthy offensive line, cutting Billy Turner, just cutting Dallas Thomas, making changes in this organization, bringing it to respectability, to contention. Adam Gase has did a complete and utter culture change in this organization. What Adam has done is just, again, unprecedented. It's amazing. Same thing with Vance, same thing with Clyde. And Mike Tannenbaum, for all the hate he gets, for the job that he has done to bring all these people together. Now, obviously, Adam, he gave the freedom to Adam to pick his staff, obviously. So that goes to Adam. But to get Adam in the building and to hire Adam, when it probably, I don't know, I'm not going to overhype this because we don't know everything yet. But it seems to be like one of the all-time great signings in Dolphins history so far. What he's been able to do with this roster is amazing. So yeah. So moving on to the defense. Extremely excited to watch this defense. It's been a turnover machine all year. Big names that are coming back is Xavier and Keek. Obviously, I forgot to mention how they've developed Mike Cole, Jay Ajayi, Damian Williams. All these players using their talents to the best. I mean, I could go on and on. Anthony Steen's another guy that they have developed into a very solid NFL starter, and he's been unhealthy too, by the way. So, okay, so starting with the defense, two big names that are obviously coming back is Kiko Alonso and Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard is a huge player that's coming back. And to be honest, guys, I'd probably move him into that nickel slot spot where Bobby is, because Xavier, I don't know, I think he could probably do a better job than Bobby has been doing. I don't know. Let me know what you guys feel about that. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, Xavier's probably best on his out. He's not as quick. I don't know what else to say to that. But obviously, Xavier, before he got hurt, and I don't know if I've said this already in this video, but was regarded. All of our coaching staff has said that this guy's going to be a future star, and the way he's played is better than a rookie quarterback should play. So he's going to be a star for a long time in this league. So it's just huge to get him back. It's so big. Obviously, getting Kiko back is huge, but Mike Cole he needs to get some playing time, guys. He's very instinctive. Athletic. He's more athletic than I gave him credit for. He's played really well. Jelani Jenkins is possibly coming back. Mario Williams is coming back, which adds depth on our defensive line, that's huge. Adam loves to sub in and out. He's a master at doing that all year, saving the pass rushers for when it matters the most in terms of the fourth quarter. But what's my train of thought? Jelani Jenkins. It seems like I'm serious. An unhealthy Jelani Jenkins he's not good at all. But a healthy Jelani Jenkins is pretty dang good. So I don't know what kind of Jelani Jenkins we're gonna get for this game. Hopefully we get a healthy Jelani Jenkins. So let's get into the Jets offense. Obviously, they also have the backup quarterback Bryce Petty. I can't really say enough about I've watched him play. nothing really that stands out to me, and I'm not trying to trash on the Jets. I'm serious. I just, it's nothing that I've seen from the kid that really is like his arm's pretty good. Like he can throw a deep ball pretty well. I mean, he's missed a lot of deep balls, but he's got a pretty good arm on him. I think that's the only thing I can really say. He's got a pretty good arm on him. He's not slow. He's decently athletic. He's not stiff or anything. He's pretty athletic. But our defense it's been pretty dang good this year. Obviously, tight ends have been a problem this year for us. Bobby McCain has been he's played really well. Sometimes not so well. Other times he's not very good at guarding tight ends. We've actually tried that a couple times. Has not ended well. He gets beat a lot on double moves, which is he's pretty aggressive. That's probably why. But other than that, I love our matchup. I love our matchup with our defensive line and the offensive line. Obviously, they did run on us a lot last week. Or last time we played them, so that's gonna be something to watch. Hopefully, we can shut that down. Not let Matt Forte, Bilal Powell have a good game against us. We have to be. We cannot. So many times this year we've just broken down coverages, busted plays. This team has to be sharp this game. I think the run is going to be the number one priority to stop, and I have all the confidence in the world that we can do that, especially with our linebackers coming back. Kiko not the greatest against the run, but he's a very good. He's very good at reading plays, reading offenses, very smart. So that adds that element to us, but obviously covering tight ends has been a problem for us. Our safeties needed to do a little bit better job against the run. They're really good coverage safeties. Bakari Rambo he's been around the ball a lot this year. Obviously getting an interception against Carson Palmer last week. Same thing with Issa Abdul-Quddus has I think a couple of interceptions this year. So yeah, our defense is a turnover machine. So that bodes well for us. They're going to give our offense a lot of opportunities like they have all season, which that's probably the best thing about our defense is getting turnovers. Byron Maxwell seems like he gets better as the season goes on. He's been very good these last couple of weeks. It's been, again, the job that Vance has done developing Byron Maxwell back to his old self. Now, Byron Maxwell had a good into the year last with the Eagles, but I think he's gotten Byron to be a little bit more consistent, which is great news for the Dolphins. So again, we just a bunch of great news with Xavier coming back, Kiko coming back, Mario Williams coming back, Johnny Jenkins hopefully healthy, probably not, and he probably won't get a lot of plays. Vance isn't stupid, so yeah. But Johnny, I don't know. Spencer Paysinger, he's a very instinctive guy, which is what I like about him. But other than that, I think Jelani Jenkins, even like a 60% Jelani Jenkins is probably better than Spencer Paysinger. So that's good. So we're getting a lot of really good players back. Mario Williams is really good against the run. We've played him at defensive tackle a couple times this year, and he's been pretty solid for us. Not as good as I think everybody thought. Audrey Branch has been that guy. Extremely disruptive. I cannot wait to watch this team play. Again, I want to apologize for the gameplay of this video. Did not have enough time to record another. Obviously, I'm extremely busy, but I hope you guys enjoyed. So that is going to be, guys. I am SkyX83. If you guys want to, you can look forward. If you guys watch the NFL series that I do, I'll just call it NFL Podcast. You can go check that out on my channel. But just if you guys are waiting for it, if you guys it probably won't be out until sometime. I see, because I have to do I want to get the whatever happens to the game tomorrow out pretty soon. So I don't know, I might do it tonight, who knows, but look out for that. So that's gonna be, guys. I am SkyX83. Can't wait to watch this game. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun to watch. So yeah, I'll see you guys. If you can't wait to watch Matt Moore, obviously Matt Moore is going to be fun to watch, especially an aggressive style offense that is Adam Gase's offense. It's going to be really fun to watch. Hopefully Jay can bounce back from some subpar games. But Jay's, he's made plays every week. He's made some kind of play. So